This is my audience, and this is my visual aid. Students need plenty of sleep in order to be healthy. Not getting the recommended 9.5 hours of sleep can lead to some pretty negative outcomes. Hello, my name is Isabel Ellingson, and today I will be talking about why school should start later in the morning. In this speech, I will also include circadian rhythms and how they affect body function, health, and learning in adolescence. Circadian rhythms are the mental, physical, and behavioral changes that follow a roughly 24-hour cycle. Circadian rhythms can make it difficult for teenagers to fall asleep before 11 p.m. and wake up before 8 a.m. A large amount of adolescents are asleep for 7 to 8 hours instead of the recommended 9 to 10. Sleep deprivation caused by not following the natural circadian rhythm can lead to poor academic achievement, mood swings, behavioral changes, and in some cases even accidents. Consequently, school should start later so that adolescents can get the recommended 9 to 10 hours of sleep per night. The circadian system is what keeps our internal body clock synced to follow the roughly 24-hour cycle of each day. It is controlled by the suprachiasmatic nucleus, which is located in the front of the brain that regulates appetite and sleep. The master circadian clock that regulates the 24-hour cycle throughout our bodies is found in a region called the suprachiasmatic nuclei, also called the SCN, in the hypothalamus of the brain. The SCN is made up of two tiny clusters of several of thousands nerve endings that tell time based on external cues like light and dark. The SCN regulates sleep, metabolism, and hormone production. The SCN is essential to sleep because it controls the production of melatonin, a hormone that causes sleepiness. Melatonin is made by the pineal gland, which is located in the middle of the brain. The pineal gland is inactive during the day when it is light outside and is turned on at night when it gets dark. Melatonin is produced around 9 p.m. in adults. However, for teens, melatonin production does not start until later, around 11 p.m. Circadian rhythms can make it hard for teens to focus and learn because of sleep deprivation. It can also lead to impaired functionality and inferior academic achievement. The average school in America starts at 8 a.m., which makes it difficult for teenagers to get the suggested 9.5 hours of sleep. Circadian rhythms are biological, so a melatonin production shifts to a later time at night when teens go through puberty. The National Sleep Foundation conducted a poll to see how much sleep children and adolescents were getting. 69% of children from 6 to 11 years old were getting 9 hours or more, 23% were getting 8 hours, and 8% were getting 7 hours or less. 29% of 12 to 14-year-olds were getting 9 hours or more, 42% were getting 8 hours, and 29% were getting 7 hours or less. Only 10% of kids ages 15 to 17 were getting 9 or more hours of sleep per night. 34% were getting 8 hours, and 56% of teenagers were getting 7 hours or less every night. Some school districts have started moving school times later in the morning, and even moving school ahead by just 1 hour has greatly improved children's academic achievements. Teens have been coming to school more rested, and they have also had a better concentration and focus than teens who have an earlier school start time. As you can see from those statistics on your pieces of paper, children are not getting enough sleep. Their natural circadian clocks make it hard for them to fall asleep before 11 and wake up before 8 in order to get ready for school. Sleep deprivation in adolescence can lead to mood swings and behavioral issues, like irritability. Sleep deprivation can also make it hard to cope with stress and can lead to depression and anxiety. Sleep affects mood, and if people do not get enough sleep, they are more likely to react negatively than someone who is well rested. Teenagers should get more sleep in order to have a better mood throughout the day. This is another reason why school time should start a few hours later in the morning. If children can get the recommended amount of sleep, they will have a better mood throughout the day. Sleep deprivation as a result of not following the natural circadian rhythm can result in accidents. For example, problems with driving can occur because of slowed reactions, and sleep deprivation can result in crashes. According to the National Sleep Foundation's Sleep in America poll, 60% of Americans have driven while feeling sleepy, and 37% admit to actually falling asleep at the wheel. In the past year, there are over 100,000 crashes as a result of drowsy driving, and 55% of those accidents are caused by people who are under the age of 25. Getting an adequate amount of sleep is very important because being awake for 18 hours or more is like driving with a blood alcohol content of 0.08, which is over the legal limit. Circadian rhythms affect the internal body clock of adolescents going through puberty. It makes teenagers more alert at night because melatonin production does not start until 11 p.m. or later. That makes it nearly impossible for teenagers to fall asleep before 11 p.m. It is difficult for teenagers to get the recommended amount of sleep because the average school starts at 8 a.m. School should start later to prevent accidents, mood swings, behavioral problems, and inferior academic achievement as a result of sleep deprivation. Thank you for listening to my speech.